my name is Rob and welcome to Metal Monthly. This is a video series where we talk about everything that happened in metal music over the past month. It's relaxed, it's fun, and we talk about metal music, what's not to like. Anyway, let's jump straight into it with the albums that were released in June. Red Fang, Arrows. First off, let me say, I fucking love Red Fang. This band is awesome. They make some incredible stoner rock / heavy metal. It's got some incredible guitar work, rough vocals, and just a tongue-in-cheek humour that I think makes the band very down-to-earth and likeable. Annoyingly, this album seems to have moved a little bit away from the stoner rock I love so much and more into like sludge and doom metal, which I'm less a fan of. Check out this band anyway because they are incredible, but if you prefer stoner rock, check out their self-titled debut album first. Next up, Atreyu, Baptize. I remember this band. I didn't realise they were still a thing. I swear they were big back when I was in secondary school. So what was that, like 34 years ago? Anyway, so I listened to this album and then I listened to songs of theirs from about 10 years ago and they sound exactly the same. It's standard metalcore, it's got decent guitar, decent sort of rough vocals and some catchy riffs. Baptize is nothing groundbreaking, but if you like metalcore, there you go. Next up, Green Jelly, Garbage Band Kids. I only know of this band because the song The Bear Went Over the Mountain is in the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack and it's a really good song. Okay, so this is a comedy metal band, which is an odd combination. You don't get many bands like that. The best way of summing up the comedy metal aspect of this album is that the guest vocalists on this album include both suicidal tendencies and Weird Al Yankovic. How good is that? One of the songs on this album is a metal cover of the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. This band is really silly, really heavy, and I love it. Next up, Wrist Meat Razor, Replica of a Strange Love. Never heard of this band before, I literally chose them just because what is that name? I've actually recently realised that it's actually Wrist Meat Razor, like self-harm, which is less fun, but whatever. Anyway, I'm glad I did check this band out because it's a really good American metalcore band. The vocals have a good mix of clean and rough. It's nothing screamo-y, it's just enjoyably gruff. The guitar and drums are suitably fast and heavy and they do some really good riffs that I can get into. So overall, Wrist Meat Razor, dumb name, great band. And finally, Hacktivist Hyperdialect. It's hacktivist, it's political rap metal. The title song of this album references corrupt governments, the police, and Brexit. It also has some rough vocals and a really good guitar solo. Overall, this is an album I really love. If you're anything like me, you will love it too. Next up is the sad bit of all these videos. It is the metal musicians who have passed away over the last month. I just think it's right to honour them. At the time of recording, there were 2 metal musicians who passed away over the last month. On June the 11th, Sven Gross, the vocalist of the German death metal band Fleshcrawl, passed away. And on June 26th, Johnny Solinger, the former vocalist of Skid Row, passed away. Obviously, it's terrible whenever any metal musician passes away, so condolences to both of their families. Now on to something a little bit more fun, it's Music Festival Explorer. This is my website. This is a place where I document all of the music festivals I've ever been to and also write blogs about music festivals and camping and tips and tricks, things like that. This month I wrote a blog post about the Download Festival pilot scheme, which I know we're gonna get onto it, calm down. I couldn't go to it sadly, so I wrote a blog post with tips and tricks because if I couldn't go, I at least wanted to get some website traffic, to be perfectly honest. It is a bunch of just random tips and tricks about going to festivals. Check it out if you want, link in the description. Also check out my website, it's lovely. And now, finally, the fun stories from last month. So first of all, yes, the Download Festival pilot scheme happened, and I couldn't go to it, which is fine. It didn't have a negative impact on my mental health whatsoever. Okay, so the point of the scheme was basically to see if live events, festivals can come back to the UK by hosting a small event like this and seeing if it became a COVID super spreader event. And it seems that it didn't. The organisers said that it was a success. There weren't hundreds of people coming out of it with COVID, so hooray, that's great news. As I say, I wasn't able to go to Download Festival this year, so if you're looking for videos and vlogs of it, may I direct you to videos by Matt Bacon, otherwise known as Nevermind Matt, and Serena Catherine, both of whom did videos, vlogs, whatever, of the festival and are really good. Check them out if you haven't already, link in the description. So, what else happened in June? Other things must have happened, right? Well, Paul Stanley from Kiss said in an interview recently that he thinks it's really time for Kiss to stop touring. I looked into this, and apparently Kiss's first farewell tour started in the year 2000. That was 21 years ago. Kiss have officially become the mattress stores of the metal world. They're always going out of business, but they never actually close up shop. And the finalists for the Heavy Metal Knitting World Championships have been decided. Oh, what's that? You've not heard of this? Oh, well, this is the Finnish competition where contestants try and show off their knitting skills with a heavy metal attitude. And yes, I know how that sounds. Watching the trailer will have you saying, yeah, that's heavy metal knitting. Don't know what I was expecting. There are 12 finalists who will be sending in video entries because of COVID, and you can watch the entire competition on July the 9th. And that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you went to the Download Festival pilot, please do let me know in the comments how it was. Make me all jealous that I couldn't go. If you want to be awesome, click like and subscribe. Otherwise, my name is Rob, and I will see you next month.